Hi guys, it's me Cuckoo and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming another social media 101 video and we're going to be talking about how you can go about producing your very own photo shoot for your business at a low to no cost. So if you're interested in this, please keep watching. So as I've mentioned to you guys before, my background is in marketing, social media marketing to be more specific. So over the years, I have worked with loads of brands, from food and drink brands all the way to fashion brands, to produce content for their website and their social media on a month-to-month basis. Producing content on a month-to-month basis can be a very expensive activity, and you'll actually be surprised at how many of these seemingly large brands don't actually have massive budgets when it comes to producing content on an ongoing, evergreen basis. So this is how I have come about some of these tips, and I'm hoping that you will also find them really helpful to help you produce a photo shoot at a low to no cost whatsoever. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So my first tip is to make sure that you milk any photo shoot that you're doing for absolutely every bit of content that you can squeeze out of it. You need to plan. And the best way to do this is, depending on the type of business you have and how many products or services you have, is to do it on a quarterly basis, or if you're able to plan 6 months at a time. It will require you to sit down and really think about what your campaigns are going to be for the next 3 to 6 months, what your key products are going to be, if you're having any new brand or product launches, if you're going to be running any competitions, if you need to update your website because of the various different seasons. So we've got Valentine's Day is coming up, so you might want to have specific content for Valentine's, or for summer, or for Christmas, or for Easter. So you need to think about all of these things in advance and then use your photo shoot to shoot as much of this at once as possible. This way you keep costs down. You don't have to invest in a studio or a location and models, and a photographer several times. You can just cram it all into 1 or 2 days and get as much of it done at once as possible. Another thing you want to do is have an assistant with you there on the day that can go about and shoot behind the scenes pieces of content. This kind of content works really well on LinkedIn, depending on what your brand or business is, on Instagram and Instagram stories, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So just make sure that you have someone there that's able to capture a little bit of behind the scenes content, and also maybe they can use their phone, to capture some quick boomerangs, some moving, animating content, and some quick videos. You don't just need to rely on the photographer to capture absolutely everything. If the lighting is good and the setup is super clean and you've got the model there, why not have somebody additional there to capture some other bits of content for you? So my next tip is to use friends and family where possible. You might have friends and family that fit into your target audience in terms of their look. If you have friends and family that look like the people that you're trying to target, use them as models. Trust me, it will be a lot cheaper for you to use people that than to go and hire out a professional model. Professional models can be really expensive, but there are ways to get around this also, which I will tell you about slightly later. But by all means, use friends and family, and also use friends of friends. Tap into your network, see who your friends and family might know who might fit into your target audience, and use them as models and talent for your shoot. You might tap into your network and be pleasantly surprised and actually find that you actually have photographers or videographers amongst your circle. So just do a little bit of digging, and if you can work collaboratively with these people, absolutely do that. So my third tip is to street cast models and to use social media to advertise the fact that you need models. So one of the things that I have done for my business and for clients in the past is use Facebook groups. Facebook groups are an amazing way to get talent or models for a super affordable price. A lot of these models and talents in these groups are aspiring models, so they don't necessarily have, you know, a full portfolio of experience, but they're trying to build that. And because they're trying to build this, they'll be more than happy to work with you at a low to no cost. Not always no cost, but sometimes you're lucky and you are able to get people at no cost. They might just want to be able to have access to the images once the shoot is over so that they can add them to their portfolio, or they might be happy to be paid in product. But as I said, Facebook groups are really great. I'm a part of a Facebook group called London Aspiring Models, something like that. I've used it on several occasions to find models for my swimwear brand, and it's worked really well for me. You literally just go into the group and you'd say the type of person that you're looking for and the date, and then you can have them direct message you and you can discuss your budgets, your fees, how long you're going to need them for, and the full brief. And if they're interested, then there you go, you have casted your first model. Another thing you can do is use your social media platforms to put out a post saying that you're looking for models. The great thing about this is that this is a great way to build brand advocacy with your followers or with your community. If people are interested in your brand already, this is a great way to make them feel really involved in, you know, your brand journey, your growth journey, by having them be involved in a photo shoot that you're doing. And you'll honestly be really surprised at how many people are very much interested in being part of whatever it is that you're doing. The only thing that I will say about using non-professional models and aspiring models is that naturally they don't always have great experience and they might not necessarily be comfortable in front of the camera. So you will need to account for this when you're planning your day. It might take you a little bit longer to shoot everything you need because you might need to give them a little bit more direction, or it might take them a little bit more time to get comfortable in front of the camera. So bear that in mind, and that is something to actually think about when planning your shoot. If you want to shoot 6 months worth of content in one day or in 2 days, you might be best placed to get a professional model, because then at least you'll be assured of the fact that this person is comfortable in front of the camera and I will be able to shoot absolutely everything I need in this short period of time that I have. So my fourth tip is to collaborate where possible. Collaboration is a great way to save a pretty penny when it comes to producing a shoot. If you are an up-and-coming fashion brand and you are planning a photo shoot and you're going to have a makeup artist there to do makeup, you know, why not partner with an up-and-coming makeup brand? They might be able to supply the makeup artist, as they will be needing somebody to apply the makeup for whenever they're doing a shoot. So you can come together and you can share the cost of absolutely everything from locations to models, and then the images that will be used across your social media channels or website. In terms of locations, you can do something very similar. Look for independent or small cafes, hotels, bars, whatever the appropriate location is for your photo shoot, and ask them if they'd be interested in collaborating. A lot of locations will be really happy for you to shoot there for half a day or a day, as long as it doesn't disrupt, you know, their normal business practices, in exchange for the images that you have shot to be used on their social media channels and their websites alike. I personally have done this in the past for some alcohol brands. I've approached bars in central London, central London, so it's possible, and we have collaborated on a photo shoot. They've provided the barman and I've provided the alcohol from my client, and we have created some cocktails, and then the images and videos that have been created have gone on our brand's channels and also on the bar's channels as well. So there are so many different ways to collaborate. Similarly, for my personal brand, I've been able to use hotels for free in exchange for exposure on my social media channels. So I've been sure to tag their venue or location in all of my posts where the images have been shot on their site, and also created some other content that they could use, including a blog post. So it's possible. Just ask. If you don't ask, you definitely will not get. So don't be afraid, be bold, and just ask the question. My fifth tip is to always haggle, and where possible, pay in product. As I just said, guys, if you do not ask, you won't get. So haggle, 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 haggle. If you're working with models and you're working with photographers, please do bear in mind that this these are real jobs and these are people's real professions. So if you are trying to book a model who has an amazing portfolio and has been working in the industry for years, please do be respectful and mindful of that. There is normally going to be a price associated with experience, reputation, and exposure. Please be mindful not to offend any talent based on you not having the budget to pay them. But having said that, like I said, there are people who are aspiring and up and coming, and in these cases, have the conversation. See where you can cut costs. See if they're happy to collaborate with you in any kind of way, if that works for them, or see if you can pay them for their time in product. For example, if you're doing a fashion shoot and the model embodies the look and feel of your target audience and actually likes your product, then she or he might be really happy to do the shoot for free and receive product in exchange for their time or services. Might be a little bit harder for the photographer, but you can always try. But always do ask, and where possible, haggle, and you might be able to save yourself a little bit of coin for the next shoot or whatever else it is that you need to do, because building a brand and a business is definitely expensive. So my 6th tip is to shoot at home or to shoot outside. Shoot at home. So if you are shooting products for e-commerce, invest in some equipment. You can buy light boxes, a colorama or backdrop from Amazon for a very affordable price these days. If you know that you're going to have new products every week, every 2 weeks, every month, whatever that might be, definitely invest in some equipment so that you can shoot this at home. This will save you on studio costs on a monthly basis. This will save you on equipment costs on a monthly basis. And if you have friends and family that can model for you, it will save you having to, pay for a model on a monthly basis. So think about it. See if you can set up in your home. Right now I have 2 massive light boxes in front of me, which I bought from Amazon, and that allows me to shoot here in my home rather than having to go to a studio or find somewhere else that I can shoot. It also means that I can shoot at night time. I don't necessarily have to rely on it being daytime or there being really good weather on a particular day. So invest in equipment. I also mentioned shooting outside. If you have a product that you can shoot outside, by all means, shoot it outside. There are so many different types of locations and venues you can find. And as long as it fits in with the story of your particular campaign or the brand generally, then you can make it work. The reason you want to shoot outside is, for the most part, it's free. As long as you're going to a public place and they don't have any issue with you shooting there, it should be free and it should be fine. Also, natural daylight is fantastic. If you have natural daylight, you won't need to worry about having to hire any additional equipment like backdrops or lighting. So where possible, shoot at home or shoot outside. And my 7th and final tip is just to be creative when it comes to props. We have a lot of things in our homes, and our friends also have a lot of things in their homes. If there are particular things that you're looking for, see what you have at home or see what your friends have. Alternatively, you can jump on Amazon, it's pretty low cost, buy props there. I feel like the next thing I'm going to say I shouldn't really say, but I'm going to say it anyway. In the past at work, we have actually bought items that are not going to be touched and soiled or ruined in any particular way. Use them as a prop in the shoot and then return them after. This is definitely a bit awkward to say, but we definitely do it, and people definitely do this. So that's something that you can do if you're comfortable with doing that. Another thing you can do is you can work with stylists. They might be more than happy to provide you with items of clothing and styling for your photo shoot in exchange for the images for their portfolio, and all of that kind of thing. So there are so many different ways for you to save money when it comes to producing a photo shoot. You just need to get creative. So I really hope that these tips have helped you. If you need any help in any way when it comes to brainstorming how you can do your shoot for no to low cost, then just shoot me a message or leave a comment down below and I'll be more than happy to share some ideas with you. That is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like the video, give it a thumbs up and do leave me a cheeky comment down below, and I will see you next week. Bye.